Let's shift our attention now to the politics of Jammu and Kashmir. The governor of the state, Satypal Malik, came under immense fire for denying the PDP, the NC and the Congress an opportunity to prove the majority on the floor of the House. The BJP, which was facing the heat, tried to return fire by suggesting that this was somehow a conspiracy directed by Pakistan and the ISI. First, we had Kavinder Gupta, the former Deputy Chief Minister, say this yesterday. Today, you had senior party leaders like Ram Madhav coming out and alleging that this was a Pakistan-hatched conspiracy. This led to a furious war of words with former Chief Minister and NC Chief Omar Abdullah.
Jammu and Kashmir is in political turmoil once again, and the BJP sees a Pakistan hand in it. Shortly after the governor Satypal Malik dissolved the state assembly, the BJP claimed that attempts at a coalition between the PDP, National Conference and Congress was scripted by Pakistan.
पाकिस्तान चाहता था कि इस प्रकार की सरकार बने राष्ट्रवादी लोगों को पीछे करने के लिए, लेकिन उनका ये मूव सफल नहीं हो सका. अब राज्यपाल ने जो भी किया हम उसका स्वागत करते हैं.
The charge was repeated by several BJP leaders, including Ram Madhav, incidentally the architect of the PDP-BJP alliance, inviting a sharp reaction from former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister and NC leader Omar Abdullah.
Very same parties, PDP and NC, which have boycotted the local bodies elections last month because they had instructions from across the border. Now, they probably had fresh instructions from across the border to come together, form the government.
आप हमें कहते हो कि हम पाकिस्तान के इशारों पे नाचते हैं? अगर हिम्मत है राम माधव साहब, आप अपनी जो सबूत आपके पास है, वो सबूत लेके लोगों की अदालत में आ जाइए. हम भी देखते हैं आप कहां पे खड़े हैं. ये बुज़दिली की सियासत आप मत करिए. बहुत देखा हमने आप जैसे लोग.
The fight continued online. First, Ram Madhav clarified that he didn't question Omar Abdullah's patriotism. Then, he took back his comments, maintaining that it wasn't a personal comment. But the clarification by the BJP's J&K in charge was not enough to pacify Jammu and Kashmir's political leaders. Former Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti questioned whether only parties aligning with the Narendra Modi government were patriotic. Though there is anger among political parties in the valley about the way the assembly was dissolved, there is a sense of relief too. While Mehbooba Mufti has prevented what looked like an imminent split engineered by Sajjad Lone and the BJP, the NC is satisfied fresh elections will happen sooner than later. With Shujaul Haq in Srinagar, Bureau Report, India Today.
Does the BJP have even an iota of proof to back the charge that the Congress-NC-PDP alliance was propped up as part of a ISI-sponsored conspiracy? We've seen Kavinder Gupta, the Deputy Chief Minister, say it. We saw the BJP chief in Jammu and Kashmir, Ravinder Raina, said it. Then Senior Party Leader, General Secretary Ram Madhav said it as well. Is this just an attempt to try and give some kind of sanctimony to a patently dubious decision? Joining us on the Newsroom showdown tonight, Amit Malviya representing the BJP, squaring off against him, returning on our TV screen after a long time, Congress spokesperson Salman Soz. Dr. Samir Kaul is representing the National Conference. I want to go across to Amit Malviya first because this is indeed a very serious charge. Amit Malviya, if there is an ISI, Rawalpindi, Pak Army, Pakistan conspiracy which brought Rahul Gandhi, Mehbooba and Omar together, then they are guilty of sedition and they need to be acted against very sternly. The BJP is levelling this charge. Can you establish even the slightest shred of evidence to back it?
Well, Rahul, let me not get into the territory of the agencies because I'm sure people in the know of what's happening in the valley know a lot more than what you and I do. But the important point here is that the PDP and National Conference politics in the last few days and over the last many years has been very, very pro-Pakistan. I don't see a reason why they should have boycotted the local body elections in the Kashmir Valley, which happened very recently. The other question that remains to be asked, that why is it that these two mainstream dynastic politics in the valley prefer to have a very pro-Pakistan stance when they are in the valley, and they sing a very different tune when they come down to Delhi, or for that matter any other part of India. These two seemingly contradictory positions have prompted a lot of people, including analysts, military experts who watch the valley very carefully, to question their credentials. Now, the obvious question,
this is the same party, Amit Malviya, that was your ally for 3 years. When you were in partnership with them, then they weren't receiving calls from Pakistan, then their nationalistic credentials were not in doubt, then they were roaming around waving the tricolour. Now because Omar and Mehbooba are putting together their local rivalry and coming together, suddenly they've become Pak agents. When she was doing business with you, wasn't she a Pak agent at that time, Amit Malviya?
Well, I'm glad you asked the question, because I was anyway going to answer it. The fact is that when we were in alliance with the PDP, we had a common minimum program under which the government of J&K was functioning. The priority of those imperatives that were spelled out in the common minimum program were very clear, and we all along made sure that our fight against terrorism in the valley, against terror groups, against separatists, remained unfazed despite being in an alliance with PDP, which was often seen as the soft front of the separatists before they got into an alliance with us. And therefore, it was us who kept them very firmly on the track that would benefit the people of J&K and the people of this country. It is perhaps the reason why they chose to part ways with the BJP, because they were somewhere not able to cater to
Dr.
the constituency that they believed was very pro-Pak.
PDP was in partnership with the BJP kept it in check, kept it on the right side of India's nationalistic divide. Now you got Omar and Mehbooba coming together. They would have been taken over by pro-Pakistan forces. Somehow this is an ISI Rawalpindi conspiracy, and you are part of that conspiracy. Respond to the BJP.
Well, you know, I have to say that we are really surprised that the statement by top BJP leaders, Ram Madhav ji and their person in the state, Kavinder Gupta, is actually bizarre and amusing. And it's material that any fiction writer would give his neck for and write a book a fiction book on this, because I cannot believe it. For 3 years, the nationalistic party BJP enjoys power in the state of Jammu and Kashmir with the establishment and the agencies. Now that they're using the agencies as fall guys, I think that it's absolutely, after they've shot themselves in the foot by the brand of politics they've been pursuing in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, they have no other means of escaping but giving these kind of bizarre and amusing answers. And I can assure you that if the Abdullahs and the Muftis were really, apart from being Khandas, anti-national Khandans, then why, what happened? I think they should persecute the agenda of alliance people, and those people should be tried for separatism, and they should be tried against waging war against the state in India.
Okay, Amit Malviya, if this charge is true, there are two questions that come to my mind. How does Kavinder Gupta know about this? How does Ravinder Raina know about this? You're saying you don't know, but how does Ram Madhav know about it? How does your former deputy chief minister know about it? How does your state party chief know about it? And if this is true, will you be booking these worthies for sedition? Because if they are indeed Pak proxies taking orders from the ISI, then book them, lock them up, throw them behind bars. Don't just say this, act on it, Amit Malviya.
Well, Rahul, for a very long time before the BJP came to power in centre and also in the state, Hurriyat was seen as a legitimate entity in the valley who the central government was treating with kid gloves. Our government changed that. We actually went
Amit Malviya,
for the
Hurriyat and the PDP and the NC, they contest elections under the same constitution. They are as Indian as you and I. Now, just because they're on the opposite side of the political spectrum as you today, suddenly you're linking them with the Hurriyat?
Well, you got to let me finish my point, Rahul. When our government came into office, we did go for Hurriyat. We don't have a conversation with them. We have tracked down and shut down their finances. They have been booked under various stringent laws of FEMA and violations of those. But now coming to the PDP and the NC, we have all along seen them on different sides of the aisle. There was something very compelling that forced them to withdraw from the local body election, because if they were as democratic as you and some of the other panelists are saying, they should have been part of the electoral process that happened. They basically played into the hands of the Pakistani book, which says that there must be no elections and that the situation in Valley is not conducive. Whose agenda were they serving when they did not participate in these elections? And did they not let Samir Kaul respond to that
before I go to Salman Soz? The fact that you boycotted the local body elections is proof that you are Pak proxy, taking orders from Pakistan, doing what Pakistan wants, not doing what Indian democracy needs. Samir Kaul.
After having clearly stated and demonstrated that the larger cause of peace in Jammu and Kashmir and to stem the alienation thereof required us to stay away from the municipal elections, it was a difficult decision for us. Do you think we would have allowed these non-worthies and these misgruntled elements to come into the wards and become, corporators and all that unchallenged? We had to take that, with a heavy load on our chest, because there was a larger cause and there were continuous assaults on the Kashmiri identity, on the historical nature of our alliance with this union of Jammu and Kashmir state. Again and again, Article 385A, 370, getting people to approach the various courts in the country linked to the BJP and RSS. And then you should have heard what Mehbooba Mufti said today. This brand of politics coerced, used agencies which they want to now use as fall guys to coerce MLAs of the PDP. That's what she said today. It makes a very interesting hearing. Okay. She says, my MLAs were told that you either go to jail or join us. And that kind of politics we reject. And I refuse to believe they don't get it. They understand everything.
Salman Soz, Rahul Gandhi and the Congress have been accused of many things. Now the latest accusation is that you're taking orders from across the border, that your ISI Pakistani proxies, and this unholy trinity coming together was being done at the best of your political masters sitting across the border in Rawalpindi. Salman Soz.
It was perhaps when Prime Minister Narendra Modi went to Pakistan uninvited, hugged Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. Maybe Nawaz Sharif told him something, and maybe he gave him some message. And after Prime Minister Modi came back, they formed an alliance with the PDP. We should ask them about that. You see, Ram Madhav made his comment. Yes, he did. And he got schooled by Omar Abdullah today. And then he had to withdraw. He chickened out because Omar Abdullah called him out. And rightly so. You see, the BJP has nothing really to show for in all of, in these 3 years. They've really done nothing. So they made fools out of the people of Jammu. They got 25 seats. People voted for them with high expectations. And what does the BJP do? The BJP tries to form a government with a chief ministerial candidate of a Kashmir-based party, which has 2 MLAs. They could not find 1 MLA out of 25 who is worthy of becoming chief minister. A total insult to those 25 MLAs from the BJP, a total insult to all the voters of Jammu who voted for them. This whole idea of calling people anti-national and other things, it doesn't work anymore. I think those days are finished. They should be prepared for a major defeat, not just in J&K, but also in the rest of the country. For the last 5 months, I asked you, Rahul, and I asked the viewers of your television show, for 5 months, BJP tried to coerce and induce MLAs from other parties to join them. They failed miserably. On 18th of November, the governor of J&K said that the assembly would remain in suspended animation, would not be dissolved. And then yesterday, because of some malfunctioning fax machine, which is a total joke, he has dissolved the assembly. Basically, we need the democratic process to work. It has to work fully. It has to work like everywhere else in the country. That is what we should have in J&K.
Amit Malviya,
but BJP is
the
power
constitution
hungry.
of this country, law, legal precedent.
If you're not with BJP, you're a Deshdrohi.
The constitution requires that the governor give all parties a chance to prove their majority before dissolving the assembly. On the 18th of November, in an interview to the Hindu, Satyapal Malik says, there is no plan to dissolve the assembly. There are various civic issues which will be affected by this move. The decision to hold fresh assembly elections lies with the Election Commission and the centre. 18th of November is 3 days ago. He's saying there is no plan to dissolve the assembly. Suddenly, because Omar, Mehbooba and the Congress are coming together, he wants to dissolve the assembly, which basically builds the point that Salman Soz is making. If you break the PDP and ally with the BJP, you are great patriots, you are Deshbhakts, but if you come together yourself, you are suddenly branded anti-national.
Well, Rahul, you know, it's not as simple as you are making it sound. There are two aspects to your question. First is whether this alliance was kosher and whether there was any horse trading involved. If the governor said on 18th of November that he does not plan to dissolve the House, and if subsequently he had information which suggested that there was rampant horse trading, then he's well within his right to dissolve the House. We are as much at the receiving end of the dissolution of the House as, say, any other party in the state of Jammu and Kashmir is.
But Amit Malviya,
having said that,
who was trying to do the horse trading? If you add the numbers, and I'll have that graphic up on our screen right now. One second. The PDP, the NC and the Congress together have about 55 seats, which is more than the number that they need to form the government. It is the BJP, the Sajjad Lone faction and the rebels from the PDP. That's where the horse trading is required. Mehbooba, Omar, Rahul coming together, there's no need for horse trading.
Well, you know, Rahul, I can't speak for the governor, but I can speak for my party, and we were very clear that the dissolution of the House is in the best interest of the state, because an unstable coalition such as the PDP, NC and the Congress coming together was not going to serve the purpose of the people of J&K.
One second, Amit Malviya, hold your horses. Who are you to decide that this is an unstable coalition? You didn't even give it a chance. You didn't allow it to operate. How can you? Salman Soz wants to come in and rebut.
No, Rahul,
how can you as the opponent decide whether this is a stable or unstable coalition? You should have allowed them to unravel on their own contradictions.
Rahul, that is the position of my party. And I said that I can't speak for what the governor's decision entailed.
The PDP-BJP alliance was a perfect coalition. You know, this great Ram Rajya happening where you've got two meeting of minds, two allies perfectly aligned.
Yes.
Both Samir Kaul and Salman Soz wants to come in, that this would have been an unstable coalition, would have created problems in the valley. Therefore, it's best to dissolve. Salman Soz first.
But look, I mean, this is not Twitter where you can spread your fake news. This is national television. Everybody in J&K knows that BJP has been trying to break PDP. Everybody knows. It's an open secret. It's in the national media as well. Because you people needed the seats. We have the seats. We have the MLAs. We don't need any horse trading. You needed the horse trading because you were only 27, plus some PDP rebels. So you were never going to get close to 44. By the way, the broader point, Rahul, that the country needs to know is that the progress in J&K that had been made for peace and development and some semblance of dignity that was started by Prime Minister Vajpayee, that was continued by Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, is decimated today. We're back in the 90s, and the only people who are to blame is the BJP. These people they've won victories, no doubt about it, political victories, but they're terrible for governance. They're terrible for this country. They've damaged the national interest, and I hope the people of Jammu and Kashmir and the people of the rest of the people of India at large will get rid of these people because they're totally incompetent and they're totally against the national interest.
Sajjad Lone is saying that these are the Shehzadas.
Religious lines. Shame on them.
Sajjad Lone says these are the Shehzadas and the Shehzadis. They're used to being in power. They didn't want me, an outsider, to become chief minister. Therefore, they panicked and came together. They didn't give me a fair chance. I also stake claim. I would have also been able to form the government. But the princes and the princesses of Jammu and Kashmir politics didn't want to allow that. Samir Kaul.
a larger and a more positive corollary to what happened in Jammu and Kashmir was a possibility that this country, India is a vast country. There are regional parties all over. There are parties trying to get together for the larger cause. What happened in Jammu and Kashmir, Rahul, is an eye-opener for all of us. That such a possibility of people getting over their smaller concerns and teaming together for the larger cause of the country can happen. It happened in Jammu and Kashmir, turbulent Jammu and Kashmir. Such things can happen all over the country. That is the corollary, and that is the message that needs to go out.
Amit Malviya, in conclusion, you really have to assume that the people watching this broadcast are so naive, so gullible, that they'll believe any propaganda spin that you put out, that till the time Mehbooba Mufti is with you, she's cautious, she's nationalistic, she's a patriot. The moment she and Omar come together, they are Pak proxies, they are the ISI. This is politics, and the problem is that when we actually level a serious charge against the ISI about being involved in a terror attack in India, which they often are, nobody is going to believe us, because you're turning the ISI, a rogue intelligence agency, into a pawn in domestic politics. You are hurting. You keep talking about national interest in the political charge that you've leveled, which Ram Madhav later tries to justify and laugh off with smiley, saying, oh, don't take this very seriously, making very clear it's a political charge. You, Amit Malviya, and your party, through this charge, have hurt India's national interest.
Well, Rahul, first of all, we've seen on several occasions PDP MLAs in the House speaking about Pakistan's intervention in local politics. It's not something that we've said, it's something that several PDP legislators have said in the past. So let's not make them look like holier than thou, and the same applies to the National Conference and even the Congress party, which is constantly playing footsie with Pakistan and several interests there trying to dislodge Prime Minister Modi. But let me come to the more important and substantive issue of what's happening in Kashmir, which has unnerved both the PDP and the National Conference. There's a new crop of young leaders who want a stable, peaceful Kashmir are rising, because they are the ones who've participated in the local body elections. The young mayor of Srinagar, who's now part of the JNK People's Conference led by Sajjad Lone, is today shaping the narrative in the valley. These two entrenched dynastic players there, and as Sajjad Lone calls them, Shehzada and Shehzadi, are not able to digest that change that is happening in the valley.
Malviya, the way to change the equation is for Sajjad Lone to put up his candidates in the next election and win. Let him win 45 seats, let him form the government. You can ally with Sajjad Lone, nobody has a problem. But to deny the NC, the Congress and the PDP an opportunity to come to power after saying 3 days ago that there is no question of dissolving the assembly reeks of partisan politics. This doesn't do the constitution any good. This doesn't do India's democratic fabric any good. The rule must be the same. How you view a party cannot change depending on whether it's allying with the BJP or opposing the BJP. This simply is wrong. There can be no two ways about it. I want to end this debate. Thank you very much, Salman Soz, Samir Kaul, Amit Malviya, for joining me on the newsroom tonight.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.